Hello, this is Soundout here, and welcome back to Soundout's Toy Chest. Today's clue is... Today we are canceling the apocalypse, which pretty much means we're reviewing a Pacific Rim figure. It's pretty simple. That's the most famous quote from the movie. And today we'll be taking a look at the Hong Kong Battle Gypsy Danger. So, this is Neca's second action figure for Gypsy Danger in their main line, and this is the Hong Kong Battle version as it comes with some cool accessories. This is, actually this is the third one, I take that back. The first one was a clean version, didn't have any accessories. The second version was battle damage and came with the sword, and this version comes with all the accessories, but is clean and has a new joint system, which is awesome. This is the only Pacific Rim figure I own. I did not pick up anything else. I liked the movie enough to own a figure from it, and I might as well get the best Jaeger there is, Gypsy Danger. Now, the figure itself is quite tall. As you can tell, he's huge, which means he is a good scale, approximately, for SH Monster Arts. As you can see there, next to Monster Arts Godzilla. And he is good scale with Neca's Godzilla line. They look good together there. So that's pretty neat. That's the 2014 Neca Godzilla. So that's kind of cool that they all kind of fit in that scale. And for reference, here he is next to a Marvel Legends figure, and next to an SH Figuart. This one being Shinkochu Seiho Kuga. So you can see there he is quite tall compared to your average 6-inch sized figure. So that's pretty neat. Anyways, this guy himself was about $22 at my local comic shop. I've seen him range between $20 and $25. And overall, he's quite nice. As you can see, they replicate the look of the film quite well. He's got this nice paint wash on him, makes him look kind of dirty, but he's also got a metallic sparkle at the same time, which I think is pretty neat. His head sculpt's really well done. You got the nuclear energy core, you got the 34s on his shoulders. Looks like a football player, kind of. I've always kind of seen that. He's got these really long legs. The Jaegers have really long legs. On the back here you can see they really did a good job with all the paint work. This is after they decided that, oh yeah, our toy line's not going to be selling in normal toy stores. Let's start putting some extra detail in these guys. So these are quite great. And his articulation supplements that. He's got a ball joint neck of sorts. It's kind of restricted because of the design, so it's not really the figure's fault. His shoulders are restricted because I wanted to give that good look. But the shoulder pads here are on ball joints as well, so you can try to get some movement. He's got a good bicep swivel. He's got an elbow with a ball joint below the elbow, ball joint at wrist, upper torso that really just moves side to side. It doesn't really do anything else. His hips are super limited, even though they tried to improve the articulation here and there. It's still, that's as far as the hip is going, but it does rotate. And the knee is a double joint, but only really one joint works. But there's that. And he's got ball joint ankles that don't actually ball joint, and a toe bend. So much like a lot of Neca figures that I've experienced in the past, like RoboCop, his articulation is super restrictive for the sculpting reasons. And it's just, this just bugs me that it isn't able to do a whole lot. And that's probably my biggest gripe with the figure is his articulation. Especially when you see something like their Godzilla line, which have all kinds of working joints. So, there's that. Like I said, this guy does come with some accessories. First of all, you can use his famous sword that they forgot they had. It does just slot into the wrist here. It actually works on either side, but you can see you got it there. So you can have a right-handed sword wielding, which is pretty sweet. I think this is something that it should have come with, but then they weren't trying to spoil the movie, I guess. But I always liked the sword. I thought it was pretty neat overall. But the thing that got me to pick up this figure in particular was its alternate accessory parts, as it does come with another set of hands, which these just pop off on ball joints here. And you get these open hands. These open hands are special, as in they're also grabbing hands for his other accessory, which is probably the coolest, the boat. What's cool about the boat is it does have the molding, which allows for it to be dragged-ish, even though it can't get close enough to the ground due to articulation limits. But it can also go into another famous pose. And as you can see, Gypsy Danger can wield the boat like a weapon to smack a kaiju on the head. which is quite great. The pose works, and balancing it between the two hands can be a little tricky, but overall the boat's really great. It's nicely detailed, looks really good, and honestly, this is why I bought the figure. Having a giant boat for him to, like, I don't know, hit Godzilla with is pretty cool. And that's probably the biggest selling point for me on this version. And if you don't have this version, but you have the original Gypsy Danger, and you don't have the battle damage one, so you don't have the sword, this is kind of one you should just pick up anyways. For people that want just something to represent Pacific Rim outside of a Blu-ray on the shelf, you probably just want to pick this figure up. The original version of Gypsy Danger features nothing different or original that really could help in its case in being better or picking up that one over this one. I just say go for this one. It's a good figure. It could have a lot better articulation, but for what it is, I do enjoy it, and I think it's a cool little addition to my shelf. Plus, it can like hang out with my Neca Godzillas, which is fun. Might have to cover these guys one day. So, anyways, that's pretty much the Gypsy Danger, and that's all there is to this review. So overall, definitely recommend it, and be sure to check out HeroTaku.com for all of your Pacific Rim news, if any of it happens. There is a sequel on the way, which is super exciting. And subscribe to Soundout 12, where I post 3 videos a week. Model kit reviews on Monday, known as Model Kit Monday. This show, Soundout's Toy Chest, on Thursday, where I review a random item from my collection and give you a clue a week ahead of time. And Soundout review on Saturday. Next week's review will be A Goblin Flew By, and a Spider Took Him Down. And whatever that means, you'll find out next week on Soundout's Toy Chest. Till next time, Sound saying goodbye.